What's up, my love? Welcome back to the Big Dreamers Bible podcast. I'm your host, Tanya Jane, and today is a solo episode, and it's such a juicy one. We're going to be diving deep into a conversation around messaging and creating brand culture that is undeniable. And when I was thinking about doing this episode, I was like, I don't think I've actually had this conversation on my podcast. I've had this conversation literally everywhere else in my world. We have it all the time inside SOD. I have it all the time inside my Extraordinary Mastermind. Anytime someone works with me one-on-one, on a call, in a one-on-one week, on a VIP day, this is always something that they want to talk about. Let's talk about our messaging. Let's talk about our messaging. And what I have found from working with hundreds of bad bitches doing cool shit, when they really come to me thinking they have a messaging problem, it's actually nothing to do with their messaging every single fucking time. So because of seeing this pattern play out and from doing this work so many times with so many people and getting them amazing results so fucking fast, I'm realizing I have kind of a knack for this conversation that we're going to have today. Okay. So that is what you're in for today. But first, it's June. You guys, we're halfway through 2026. Can you guys even handle that? I don't know about you, but I don't know why that makes me feel in awe that we're halfway through 2026. I feel like it was my birthday, like, I don't know, 2 months ago. My birthday was in February. Like, time is moving so quickly, it's kind of creeping me out a bit. However, how are you feeling? I always love using times of the year as like little times to reflect and check in with myself. And middle of the year is a great one to do that. How am I feeling? What am I loving about my life? What am I loving about my business? Let's do more of that. What am I wanting to upgrade? Where am I feeling called to expand? Where am I feeling called to tweak, refine, and upgrade some things to make things feel easier, to make things feel more fun, to make things feel more nourishing for me, to make things easier for me to do my life's purpose, okay? I'm all about things feeling fucking amazing while you succeed at levels that blow your mind. But in order for you to do that, you have to check in with yourself. You have to have self-trust. You have to have reflective moments where you come back to you and when life is moving so quickly, we haven't even gotten into the episode and I'm already on a tangent. When life is moving so quickly and there's so much going on in your life, so many things you're juggling, like my clients are juggling kids, school drop-offs, pickups, businesses, multiple businesses, vacations, travel, family, like there's so many things everyone is juggling all the time and we can get lost in the shuffle. We can get lost in the shuffle of life. And something that I feel like I've been very good in with my business specifically, was not good about this at all in my dance career, is intentionality. Intentionality and checking in with myself as much as I can remember, honestly, almost on a day-to-day basis, I would say. Honestly, I check in with myself multiple times throughout the day because the intentionality is key. I want to live a life where I feel really good. And I can't do that if I don't know what is going on up here. If you're not watching on YouTube, what's going on up here in my mind, what's going on in here in my body, what's going on in, my how I feel in my life. If I am not in tune with that, I don't know what needs to change. I don't know what direction to move in. I don't know where my clarity is. I don't feel confident. I don't feel good. I just feel drained, exhausted, tired, and burned out. And that's not the way that I do fucking business. Okay. So I'm always checking in with myself. And I want to encourage you, now that we're halfway through the year, to do a little pulse check. Do a little pulse check. How you feeling? How you feeling? And don't freak out. Don't freak out if you're like, you know what? I'm not where I want to be yet. You know what? I'm halfway through the year and I thought I would be further ahead. You're not fucking behind, okay? Let me just, I'm on it. I'm on one today and I was not planning to be on one, but here we go. You are not behind. That is a fucking lie. You're not off track. You are not, okay, you're not off track. And if you're in expansion mode, the Telegram experience I held in March, in May, this will sound familiar. Off track in what race? In what race? Behind in comparison to who? Not further ahead, thinking you should be further ahead, measuring up to what? These things are made up perspectives based off distorted lenses that we're looking at our life through. And when we keep looking at our life through a lens of I'm behind, I'm late, I should be further ahead, I'm not enough, blah, 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 all we're doing is making ourselves feel like absolute shit where we're at. And creating extraordinary success while feeling like absolute shit with where you're at is really difficult. It's difficult and it's definitely not fun. Okay? It's not fun. And I want you to have fun. And I really want you to feel good. And I want you to succeed at levels that blow your mind. So in order to do that, we've got to know what's right for us. We've got to know what feels good for us. And when we know that, we can double down on that. And when we can start trusting that, leaning into that, allowing that to be enough, then we're not as afraid to make changes and tweaks and upgrades to our business model, to our business structure, to our lifestyle in whatever capacity that may be to support us in feeling better and having more fun and having things feel easier for us. So intentionality is fucking key. It's key to creating extraordinary success while living an extraordinary quality of life, which if you've been following me for a long time, this is like fucking a broken record at this point. That's what my brand is. That's what I represent. That's what I do. That's what I care about. So this is how you do this, is by having massive intentionality, by checking in, because you can. You can, and the ripple effect, the benefit is just next fucking level, you guys. It's next level. I did a one-on-one call with a client on Monday, and we were going through her business model, and she got on that call and she was literally like, she was like, I want to literally move on from my business. I think I want to just get rid of it. I like don't love it. And she's not in the online coaching space. I work with women in business in all industries. So she has a incredible business about to cross 1 million, and she is not an online coach. She has nothing to do with the online coaching space. But she does work remote and work online, but she's nothing to do with the online space. She's in HR. She has her own HR company, and she came on to the call and she was like, I'm exhausted. Like, I don't like this. I'm not enjoying this. This is not fun. Like, she just was so over her business. And literally by the end of the call, by me literally walking her through some things, cleaning up some bullshit, cleaning up some random stuff, upgrading some things in the way she's doing her business, kind of getting her realigned with the way that she's structuring the back end of her business and getting her clear on the big picture, the game plan, so she knows what the fuck she's doing. By the end of the call, she literally was like, I am so activated. I'm so lit the fuck up. Like, I am so ready to close this call, get off this call, and get to work on my business. And this is what I'm starting to realize is a zone of genius of mine. And we're going to get to that in this episode. But before I do, I have some important news to tell you. I have some changes coming to the podcast. So I've had this podcast since October 2023, and I have released an episode every single week since October 2023. Some months I've done 2 episodes a week. Some seasons I've done 5 episodes a week. I have just pumped things out whenever I desire to, but at the minimum, there has always been an episode every single Thursday. And we are now up to the 140th episode or some shit. Like, it's crazy. We've done a lot of episodes, and there's going to be some changes moving forward. Starting right now, starting from June moving forward, there's only going to be 2 episodes every single month. Well, kind of, yeah. The episodes will be bi-weekly now. So instead of there being an episode every single Thursday, there will be an episode every second Thursday. And I am so excited for this evolution in my brand. I'm not going to disclose everything just yet, but there is so many upgrades happening in my business. There's upgrades happening in my identity. There's upgrades happening in my self-image and the way in my vision for my brand. There's upgrades happening in what I'm bringing to SOD. There's upgrades happening in my business model. There's upgrades happening everywhere in my life. Like, I know I did a free masterclass in February called The Next Era of You, and it was all about 10x in your life, business, and bank account. But just in case you're new here, everything that I teach, everything that you hear me harping on about in 140 episodes, is what I practice in my life. Like, I am always actively expanding. I'm always actively catching where I'm contracting, where I'm holding myself back, where I'm feeling the pull for a next level, where I feel scared to lean into that, but then leaning into it anyway, because fear is a sign that you're on track. And this has been actually something that I've been feeling for the podcast for a while. I would say probably since January, I had this nudge to like change things in how I wanted to structure the podcast, which I did. I changed the structure to for the podcast from me doing an episode every single week to it being a live episode, an SOD riff of the month, another live episode, and a guest episode. So there was always a guest every single month, and then there was a riff of the month, and then I did 2 episodes. And so I changed up the structure, and that felt really good for me. But what's coming forward now is I'm feeling called for now to have episodes go to a bi-weekly schedule. So this is where we begin that. So this is going to be the episode for June, and then there will be no episode next week. Can you even deal? You won't be able to have me in your ear next Thursday, but then there'll be an episode the following Thursday. So that is the changes that's happening to the podcast, and there's just so many things that are going on in my life, and it's a very exciting season of my life. Just so many upgrades. I'm processing. I'm in the middle of processing. Once it lands, you best believe there will be programs, codes, shit flying up the wazoo, because that's how I do business. I'd share what I have embodied from real, genuine lived life experiences. I'm not regurgitating shit in my world. It is from me really living it, learning about it, experimenting with it, fucking up with it, failing with it, trying it again, and realizing, oh, that's how it works, and then letting you know from embodied experience on, what I'm doing. So this is one of the changes. Bi-weekly, every second Thursday, Big Dreamers Bible podcast. Now, what I will say is it's me. So maybe when I'm feeling fucking crazy and I have a lot to say, maybe I will pop an episode up every single week for a month or a couple of weeks. Who knows? But this is going to be the new schedule moving forward. So that is what you can expect. Now, can I get to the episode? I've been talking for 15 minutes and I haven't even gotten to what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about creating an undeniable message and brand culture in your business. And the reason why I wanted to bring this forward is I kind of already said it, but after working with hundreds of women and having this conversation so many times lately with so many amazing, talented, incredible women across all industries, when people I haven't done private mentorship, a long-term private mentorship for 7 months. And that in itself, I'm like very proud of too, because the business hasn't actually needed it to be extremely profitable. But I have had people purchase one-on-one coaching calls, one-on-one weeks, and like little spot things. And it's not that I'm not doing one-on-one, it's just that I just kind of didn't need to for a while. So I just haven't. Then in these one-on-one calls and in these one-on-one weeks with clients and doing VIP days with clients, they're always wanting to talk about their messaging. Literally, every single one of them is booking the call so they can get clear on their messaging. And they come on the call and they're like, I'm feeling stuck with my messaging. And then it's like, okay, here we go. Here we go. Because I have, I've sold out offers from just posting on Instagram stories. I've sold out offers I've never even spoken about publicly. I have sold out the Extraordinary Mastermind, just sold out last week. Was it last week? Yeah, it was. Just sold out last week. And the Extraordinary Mastermind has sold out 3 times for the past like this Extraordinary Mastermind has sold out 3 times. But I haven't even done a launch for the Extraordinary Mastermind in over a year, right? So my mastermind is selling out without me even promoting it. Now, that comes from having some things in place in your business model, in your business structure, but really in the brand culture and your messaging. The messaging, the positioning of what you're talking about, okay? However, don't get all up in your head and be like, okay, Tan, tell me the framework fucking formula, because I'm not going to do that because it's literally irrelevant. I'm not saying frameworks and formulas aren't helpful, can't be supportive tools, but then when we start living and dying by frameworks and formulas, we lose connection to our edge. We lose our edge. We start diluting our message. We start second guessing our message. We start questioning every word we're fucking writing in a caption. And then we start being, we can't write a post without relying on AI, ChatGPT and Claude to help us write this post. And I'm not saying you can't use AI, because it's an amazing tool and you should. Like, it's going to make life so much easier for you. But if you need AI to write your post for you, to write your captions for you every single time, like you are so dependent and reliant on AI doing everything for your brand, for your message, that is not a messaging problem. That is a lack of self-trust problem. And every single time with every single fucking client, it turns out to be true. Okay? It's true. And how do I know this? Because I went through this. For those of you that have been in the podcast for a while, because this was back in 2024, but I shared that there was a season in my business where I was so fucking unaligned in my business. It was the most unaligned season of my business, and that was when I was following frameworks, formulas, and templates, okay? Because I was like, oh, maybe there's something to this. And I did what every client has come to me being like, I think it's my messaging. And what I realized from that experience was by trying to put my message through someone else's fucking framework, all I did was question every word that came out of my mouth. And I questioned, is it right? Is it in the right setting? Now, if you're questioning your messaging to that extent, there's a belief that by you being you is not enough. Just at the baseline. There's a belief that you being who you are, saying what you want to say, won't be understood. People won't get it. It won't be enough. And it's not good enough to just be said the way you want to fucking say it. Now, I'm not saying we can't learn the skill of messaging and marketing, because we can. But when we start living and dying by frameworks, hooks, and formulas, frameworks, templates, whatever, you fucking get it. When we start living and dying by that, we've lost trust in our ability to speak from our fucking truth. We've disconnected from our truth. We don't even know what our truth is anymore because we're basing everything we're doing in our business off a belief that people aren't going to understand me. People aren't going to understand me. They're not going to get it if I don't follow this fucking framework. And that's a lack of self-trust, okay? And I promise you, content can be so much easier. Your messaging can land so much harder. Your brand can be positioned like the no-brainer, fuck yes, you're the one for me, for your dream client. If you just allow yourself to be you and learn how to take the truth of who you really are and the essence, the energy, the energetic signature of what you do and share that online unapologetically in a way that positions your offer. So yeah, there's a skill. I'm not saying messaging is irrelevant. Messaging is important. There is a very small percentage of times where I actually see a messaging problem, okay? A very small percentage of times that it's actually, you know what, we need to tweak the messaging. But that's already coming at a place, yeah, a very small percentage, okay? Most of the time, it's that someone's coming to me not knowing what to say, not knowing how to position their offer, not knowing how to create content that is like activating and engaging because they don't feel like the way what they have on their heart to share is fucking good enough or whatever it is. So I had a client do a VIP day with me. She came to me being like, I need to upgrade my messaging. What did we end up? We didn't even fucking, well, actually, we did upgrade her messaging, but we did like 1,000 other things. But what we ended up doing was realizing that she's living in a reality that she's outgrown. She's talking about a topic that she doesn't even care about anymore. So if we just kept tweaking her messaging, it would still be off. It would still be off because it wasn't resonating to the truth of who she is now. And she had grown and evolved. And I talk about this in many episodes. Specifically, I remember speaking about this in the Aligning to a Million series on this episode, on the podcast, where I talk about your business should grow alongside of you. And you've got to allow your messaging and your brand to grow alongside of you. And that means you're going to outgrow certain conversations. You're going to maybe you're not going to want to keep talking about the same things over and over and over again. It works for a while, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm bored. I'm bored. It's not activating. I don't know what to say anymore. It's not working. It's not landing. It's feeling really hard. It's feeling sticky. It's feeling difficult. It's feeling heavy. Content feels exhausting. You're not in the zone, and that's okay. We all have moments like this. Don't get upset about it. We all have moments, but this is feedback. This is feedback that there's something disconnected here. And instead of being like, oh, push through, let me just force this framework, you got to come back and question and do what I said in the beginning of this episode, intentionality. Keep your hand on the pulse of how you're feeling. Why is this feeling disconnected? Do you even want to speak about this anymore? If you could speak about something that activated and excited you, what would that be? And how would you share that message? And all we do is we connect you to what you're actually excited about. We connect you to the truth of who you are is enough, right? And the way that I explain it is it's almost like the fog of confusion just vanishes, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, within minutes, 30 minutes, within the hour, you're like, I don't even know what I was fucking confused about. I've never felt so clear about my messaging in my life. That was not from a framework, okay? That was from you coming back to you. That was from you realizing you're the shit. That was from you realizing your next level is here, and it's time to own it. It's time to step into it. It's time to fucking claim it. And when you do that, bitch, you're going to be lit up. You're going to have some shit to say. You're going to feel activated as fuck. You're going to be writing copy while you're fucking sitting at a traffic light. Don't do that. But you get the gist, okay? So that happened with my VIP client, my VIP day client. She was like literally mind blown at how she thought it was a messaging issue, but what it actually was she had completely skyrocketed. She had literally quantum leaped in her reality. She was a different person, but having the same messaging and the same offer and the same business model and doing things in the same way that she was doing a year ago. And I was like, it's old. Of course you're bored saying that. So it's not tweak that messaging. It's what is this new level? New level in every area of your life, because I believe in expansion on every level. It's like, yeah, your messaging is going to upgrade, but it's upgrading because your business is upgrading. Your business is upgrading because you're a different version of you now leading this business. You've upgraded. Everything is an extension of you, babe. Everything is an extension of you, including your messaging. So when we start outsourcing all of our power to frameworks and formulas or someone else's messaging program, all we're doing is entering that situation from a place of I don't trust myself to just sit here and say what I have to say. Now, again, it can be a tool, but when it becomes a crutch, this is no longer a messaging issue. Okay, this is a lack of self-trust issue. Now, let me give you another example. I am working with a client right now. She's one of my new SOD baddies, and she's fucking amazing. I love her. I love her. I love her. And she got a bonus one-on-one week with me from joining SOD and in the first like 48 hours or whatever my bonus. I can't remember what deal I did, but I did a deal. If you joined within a certain amount of time, you could get a one-on-one week with me. Now, my one-on-one weeks are $2,222, and it was a bonus. So a pretty good bonus, in my opinion. Now, she's a baddie, okay? She has scaled 8-figure businesses. She works with 9 and 10-figure entrepreneurs. Like, she's a G, all right? She has no issue in creating next level fucking life, success, and wealth. And she came to me, guess what for? Her messaging. Her messaging. And literally it was in day one of our one-on-one week together. By the end of the day, we had completely fucking cracked open, brought her back to herself. The inspiration was flowing. She was on fucking fire. And by the end of day one, she literally sent me a message. I was like, holy shit, this is just day one, girl. She was like, we just collapsed. She's like, I've been like struggling with this for years. And we just collapsed years in one day. And that is the power of this new zone of genius that I'm discovering about myself, is that I'm really fucking good at making you see things differently. But most importantly, I'm really good at making you see yourself differently, which makes you see life differently, which makes you see the new level of life, success, and wealth that you actually are aligned with. And then from that place of alignment, of being in the zone, of being connected to your power, of seeing yourself as a truth, not a distorted, I need to fit myself into this box, you're now free to be you. And the messaging just fucking takes care of itself. The messaging takes care of itself. My clients don't need me to help them write a fucking caption. They can't shut up. That's what happens after this. Like my client at the VIP day and the client I'm currently working with, who is having all these breakthroughs after just one day, she's in the chat being like, oh my God, and this idea, and this idea, and this idea, and I can do it like this, and this attaches to this program, and this attaches to this offer. Not a framework in sight, my friends. Not a framework in sight, because it was never about a fucking framework. It was about you coming back to you, right? So the reason why I want to talk about this and talk and make sure you guys understand that this is not a messaging issue, it's a lack of self-trust issue, and how you can identify when things like this are showing up for you. Oh my God, I'm talking so fast. Am I talking really fast? Let me calm myself down. Let me calm down. I don't know if I can. Deal with it. Just kidding. Okay. So, lack of self-trust shows up when you're questioning every single caption. And then if you make a post and it doesn't really work, you start spiraling out of control. Lack of self-trust in your messaging and in who you are and what you do and how you do it has you editing your fucking sales page for the 80th time this week. It's not about, I don't even know if anyone fucking goes to my sales page. I don't know if anyone gives a fuck about the SOD sales page. I don't know many people who like are sitting there scrolling sales pages. Now, I'm not saying they're not important. I have one, clearly. But like maybe it's so rare that a sales page is what's going to convince me to buy from someone. Like, can we just fucking quit this dumb belief that like one sentence on your sales page is going to make an impact on your sales? Like, are the people we're trying to attract smart, brilliant women who know what's right for them? Or are they running around chickens with no head trying to find food? Like, the women we're calling in are so smart. I would be a fucking fool if I thought something on my sales page, one sentence, my copy on my sales page was going to convince you of something you weren't already convinced about for yourself. You either want to join SOD or you don't. You know that. It's ridiculous. Can you tell that it pisses me off? What belief system do we have about people? If we genuinely are like, if I don't have the perfect sales page, then the person and that client that I was going to get this client is going to not want to join my program. Fuck off. I don't ever think like that about anyone who comes anywhere near me. Whether you're in my DMs telling me about your life, whether we just met yesterday, whether you've been in my DMs for years or months, whether you're an active client or you're thinking about being a client, I believe that you know what's right for you and that I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to make sure I'm showing the fuck up. I'm going to be connected to my power, speaking my truth so you can feel me and you can lean into my trust in what I do and feel my trust in you by this being a safe space for you to join, by this being a place you can get results, by this being a place you can skyrocket and change your fucking life. I'm going to do my part and I'm going to make sure I'm connected to my power so I can create powerful fucking messaging. But I would be a fucking fool to think if it's one sentence on my sales page that's going to make or break your decision, right? Like ridiculous. So anyway, that's one thing. It's not your fucking sales page, okay? You don't need to keep editing your sales page. You're either that bitch or you're not. You either know you're that bitch or you're not, right? Like, and you are. You are. So don't even question that. Don't even question that. And if you're questioning it, lack of self-trust, it's a sign. Don't get in your head about this. We all have moments where we have our trust flying out the door. But it's our job to do the success energetics work every fucking day, to connect to our power every day, to remind ourselves who we truly are every day, to connect to the purpose and the power of our work every day. When you are connected and you're prioritizing that connection to yourself and your work, you have shit to say and it's good, okay? And it's fucking good, all right? So that's where these energy leaks happen from lack of self-trust. You start putting your trust outside of you. Okay, I'm going to trust my sales page to do the heavy lifting because I don't trust myself. I'm going to trust this person's framework, formula, template to get my message across because I don't trust myself. I'm going to trust this messaging program because I don't trust myself. From a place of self-trust, from a place of knowing what you have to bring to what you're bringing to the table is unlike anyone else, what do you want to say? And from this place of power, yeah, lean into the framework. Yeah, edit your sales page. Yeah, buy more messaging programs if you feel like you want to master the skill set more. But from a place of power, not from a place of disempowerment, of I'm not enough. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not good at this. I'm not good. I don't have something to say. I need to tweak a word to get someone. Your clients are powerful bitches. They know if they want to work with you. They can feel it. They can feel it. And the messaging adds to that, adds gasoline to that fire, but it doesn't create the fire for them. Okay? That's not our job. Our job is to be powerful and own the fuck out of our work unapologetically. Okay? So that's the lack of self-trust problem. I could go on about that, but I need to move on because I have something else I want to talk about. So the second thing that I noticed where a lot of people get in their head is oh, and what I want to say, the last thing I want to say on this lack of self-trust what? This lack of self-trust thing is it doesn't take long to activate, clearly. One VIP, like a VIP day, my client walked out of there a brand new human. One day in a one-on-one week together, my client literally collapsed years in a day. I've had single coaching calls with clients who 30 minutes in, their brains exploding, being like, what the fuck? I've never seen it like this. Yesterday, I did a riff inside SOD on this exact fucking topic. The riff was 17 minutes speaking to one of my clients, answering her question on her messaging and her brand. And within 17 minutes, her response was, I think I'm going to cry. No one has said this the way that you just have. It's blown my mind. I see things clearly. Holy shit. I'm so excited and ready to go. It does not take long, okay, to reconnect back to your power. So if you're feeling disempowered, if you're feeling a lack of trust, just know that shit changes like that, like that. And instantly your energy shifts. Instantly from that energy shift, you're focused in a different place. You're feeling more lit up. You're feeling more in the zone and things take care of itself. I promise you, okay? I promise you. Now, the last thing I want to just talk about on this episode, because I have something that I'm doing. I'm doing something in July, and I know it's like June 3rd or June 4th or whatever it is, but I'm going on vacation. I'm going to London next week, doing a VIP brunch at the Four Seasons in London, and then I'm going to Spain with my bestie. So I've got plans, okay? But I'm lit the fuck up on this topic. I don't know if you can tell. And I'm like, I've realized I have a zone of genius in helping people see themselves differently, helping people come back to their truth, and from this truth, find the most potent, powerful fucking messaging and make bank. Okay. I have a skill set in doing this and I want to bring this forward and I want to run an experience where I'm very hands-on and I help you in your business scale to multi 6 and 7 figures by fucking mastering the messaging, but the brand culture in your business and making that shit undeniable so you can sell out offers whether you're launching or not. So you can just post a few story slides and make thousands. So you can have your mastermind selling out without even doing a launch. Like I want you to experience this and it can be done when we come back to ourselves and do some things that I'm clearly not sharing on this podcast. But what I have in store was so I am going to be doing I love that I'm telling you this now because I literally had this breakthrough on Monday, talked to my mentor about it, and I was like, I'm fucking doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. This is it. I can feel it in my fucking body. So I wanted to bring forward an experience for my SOD clients in July and make it like a mastermind style of like we're doing a 1 month deep dive on your messaging and your brand. And we are going to make that shit undeniable, an undeniable message and brand, right? And that's going to include certain deliverables, right? But because my mastermind sold out, the Extraordinary Mastermind sold out, there is no way to work with me close proximity unless you, pay me $18,000 for one-on-one. So I wanted to bring in something else that gives you the opportunity to get coached by me. And I'm really craving coaching. I want to be in your business. I want to get my hands on your fucking business. I want to do fucking business surgery, business model surgery on your business, on your offers, on your messaging. So you feel so connected to your work and you're so lit the fuck up by what you do that your message feels undeniable and people can't stop but watch you. And then they're like, I'm in. I want to help you do that. So I am doing for 1 month, I'm adding in a close proximity mini mind with me. There is only 10 spots and you will have access to me in this mini mind. I will be in your back pocket in Telegram on top of all of the calls that we're doing, on top of all of the coaching that we're doing. And I'm bringing forward a proximity mini mind. 4 weeks, my eyes on your business, helping you figure out your back end and your sales front end and your messaging in the fuck yes messaging way, not a framework, the way that you're never going to be able to unsee it, the way that you will be connected to your messaging and never be able to disconnect again. Or if you do disconnect, it's not going to be because of you needing to buy another $497 messaging program. It's going to be, oh, wait, what am I doing? I'm back. I remember what I'm saying. Here we fucking go. And you start leading your business with so much power and so much energy and so much conviction and pop the fuck off. So I'm opening up spots for a proximity mastermind with me. It's only 4 weeks and there's only 10 spots. For my SOD clients, this is SOD, this is going to be SOD proximity. So there is spots for SOD clients to upgrade. And I'm opening this up to the public as well. So if you are not an active client right now and you're interested in joining this experience, there's epic bonuses for joining early. It will be in July. There's epic bonuses, hint, one-on-one time with me, for joining early. And there's an early bird discount that saves you $500 when you join now, when you join early. So joining early gets you a $500 discount and some one-on-one time with me, which is, if you can't tell, it's going to be very powerful. We're going to get a lot of fucking work done. And we officially begin this mini mind in July. I'm not fucking around with being halfway through 2026, and neither should you. You're powerful. You have shit to do. You know what you're capable of, and it's time to bring it to life. And it's time to start experiencing business in the way that you know you should be, where you feel fucking lit from the inside out. And people start responding to that energy. This is what I want to help you do in your messaging and in your brand culture to literally skyrocket your sales, supercharge your sales, if you will. We're going to be throwing gasoline on the sales fire, okay, in your business. So if you're interested in that, DM me proximity on Instagram and I will give you the details of the early bird discount, exactly what this is, and give you the inside scoop. But there is only 10 spots available in the SOD proximity mini mind portion where you get access to me. My SOD clients are going to get access to the calls and the trainings and all of that. But if you want access to me, if you want me in your back pocket, if you want to work on your business with me by your side, again, my mastermind is sold out. The only way to work with me in proximity would be to hire me for one-on-one. So this is something that I'm bringing forward for 1 month for you to get a taste of what it's like working with me closely. And also, fucking let's do the damn thing. I work fast. So if you're interested in this, there's a killer steal right now, and I would love to work with you. There is only 10 spots. My SOD clients can also upgrade to this SOD proximity as well. So if you're an SOD client and you're like, I want to fucking do this, then there is spots for you guys to upgrade into this 10 spot only mini mind, which will be in Telegram, obviously. You have access to me, and we're going to get a lot of shit done. It's going to be fucking amazing. So DM me proximity if you would like the details, and can't wait to share it with you. All right, let me get to the last thing that I wanted to say. I want to talk about something that takes people out of the game, and that is when they are expecting their messaging. Okay, actually, I was going to talk about something else, but I'm going to be here for like 40 minutes if I talk about that next thing. So what I'm going to do is I want to end this by giving you a code that I said to my Extraordinary Mastermind client yesterday. She was talking about her content, and she was talking, and I don't even remember how she said it, but she was like, I've been so in my head lately. Like, she was having so many breakthroughs. She's literally popping off in her business. She has come so far. And she was like, I was so in my head before, thinking that my reels and my content needed to convert. And because my reels weren't converting right away, that, something's wrong with my messaging. Something's wrong with my content. Something's wrong with all of this shit. And I was like, no. You see people online talking about content that converts, and yes, your content can convert, but if you don't have a solid sales pathway, if you don't have multi-six-figure pathways set up in your business, if you don't have a clear strategy to nurture clients who are a fuck yes, I'm ready, I'm in type, who are on the fence, who are vibing with you, who are feeling out your world, and for someone who just found you yesterday, if you're unable to nurture all three phases of your dream clients' aligned timing, then you will lose sales. So our content serves a purpose, but it's not for an immediate conversion. That doesn't mean it can't, but you've got to have a back end set up. You've got to have a structure. You've got to actually have an aligned strategy. You've got to know what the fuck you're doing. And that is beyond just like keep pumping out content. So I wanted to share that because I know I used to think that years ago before I actually had set up my business model and started to see how like, oh, this is how you consistently make 5-figure months. And it actually had nothing to do with my content. That was like what was nurturing on the front end, but there was a system happening behind the scenes. So yes, your content is the front of shop, but that's it. Where does everyone go after that? How is everyone finding you after that? What's their process of finding you and seeing your amazing fucking content with your bad bitch messaging? And then what? How do they get to being I'm in? We don't want to wait for them to be I'm in. Like, we don't want to wait for them to DM you I'm in, because there's only a small percentage of buyers who are ready to do that immediately. I've had clients find me on Instagram and DM me to join SOD within 2 hours. And then I've also had clients. I had a client join SOD a month ago, and I looked through our chat and we first connected in 2022, 3 months into my business. And then we didn't speak again. And then she paid in full for SOD a month ago. 4 years later, she's now a client. And we didn't even talk that much in between. Like, we just kind of, I don't know. That's crazy, okay? But if you don't have a strategy that's able to kind of facilitate that kind of a experience and support your buyers in their aligned timing in buying with you, then you're always going to second guess yourself. You're always going to be second guessing your content. You're always going to be thinking there's a big problem in your business that you just don't know how to solve. But it's not your messaging. It's not your messaging. There's other things going on behind the scenes that need to be in place for someone to find you today and want to hang out in your world for a day, a week, a month, years. It's up to them. Then there's got to be something in your world for the people who are like, I'm on the fence, like I'm vibing you, I want to get a taste of your work. And then there's got to be something in your business for the ones who are like, fuck yeah, I'm in, right? And when you have all three set up, oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. So this is also what we're going to be doing inside July, inside the July experience. I haven't figured out a name yet, but I think I've got one. And I'm selling this like so fucking early. But I was like, fuck it, if I'm going to sell it early, let's whip in some bonuses. Let's give people a deal. Let's give people a discount. So this is all going to be a part of the experience that we're doing in July. And SOD clients, get excited because you're going to fucking love it. And SOD clients, if you also want to upgrade to the proximity month and work with me in close proximity, then DM me as well. I love you guys. This is my episode. There won't be an episode next week for the first time in like 2.5 years. Crazy. But I will be back the following week. All right. Love you all. Bye.